Louis Frelan Goddard, son of Carlisle and Elva Goddard, was born in Proctor, Vermont on May 9, 1924. In the summer of 1925, the Goddard family moved to Joliet, Illinois, and then in April 1927 to Knoxville, Tennessee. There in 1930, Freeland went to school at Park Lowry and later attended Griffin and Smithwood schools. On November 3, 1935, he became a member of the Fountain City Presbyterian Church and also belonged to the Boy Scouts. Freeland's hobbies, which he enjoyed through his months in the service, were bird study and hiking. He was a member of the Tennessee Ornithological Society and took part in all of its bird-watching activities. In 1939, he entered Central High School in Fountain City and would have graduated in 1943 had he not enlisted in the Signal Corps. In January 1943, he was sent to Lafayette Trade School in Lexington, Kentucky, to be employed as a mechanic learner radio. The following July, he was ordered into service and sent to Camp Crowder, Missouri. In October, Freeland volunteered for duty in the Office of Strategic Service, a secret international group, and was sent to a secret camp outside Washington, D.C. In December 1943, he was shipped to England for special training and became a radio operator for what was known as a Jedburgh team, holding the rank of first sergeant. In late 1943, Freeland was sent to Scotland for training with the top secret OSS. Freeland participated in several missions in North Africa before being tasked with parachuting into central France under the cover of darkness in the lead-up to the invasion of southern France, planned for August of 1944. Freeland and his team members were to link up with the French resistance and engage in various acts of sabotage against the Nazis designed to make the coming invasion more successful. On August 7, 1944, Freeland and his fellow team members parachuted into France. A canister carrying much-needed supplies accidentally got hitched up and was freed just as Freeland jumped. The canister slammed into Freeland, killing him instantly. Freeland and his team members landed in the small village of Beds. There, members of the French resistance, led by Lucien Dubril, were to meet the Jedburgh team and assist them in their mission. 2 members survived the jump and linked up with the Maquis. Freeland's body was discovered by the resistance and hidden in a nearby barn to avoid discovery by the Nazis. Once a nearby Nazi patrol had passed, the French resistance then buried Freeland in the village cemetery with full military honors. In the days that followed, the Jedburghs were successful in preparing the region for the southern invasion of France on August 15, 1944. Soon after, the Goddard family was notified of Freeland's death, but no details were revealed due to the secret nature of his mission. It was only after the war that the family learned the details of what happened to Freeland. Thanks in part to the Jedburghs, the Allies were eventually able to defeat the Axis powers and end the war. After the war, the U.S. government wrote to Carlisle and Elva, Freeland's parents, and gave them a choice of where to have Freeland permanently buried. They could have him interred at a cemetery being constructed in Draguignan, France, leave him where he was in Beds, or return his remains to the U.S. for burial. The family decided to move Freeland to the Rhone American Cemetery in Draguignan, France, where he still remains to this day. The Rhone American Cemetery is the smallest of the American cemeteries located in Europe. Just under 1,000 Americans are buried there. The Goddard family believed Freeland would be well taken care of at this cemetery, and they were correct. All of the American cemeteries are permanently maintained by the U.S. government. The family was able to visit his grave in the 1970s. In 1971, Freeland's family made a trip to Beds, France, to see where his body had been found and to try and locate the French resistance who had buried him. Once there, they were told even more details about Freeland's death. In an effort to keep his effects and secret documents away from the Nazis, the locals in Beds refused to reveal the location of the Jedburgh team and specifically where Freeland's body was buried. One young man in the village was tortured by the Nazis and would not reveal where Frelan Goddard was buried. After the Nazis were driven from the area, a local craftsman named Autissier Emile and a sculptor named Jean Vlache created a cross made from oak for Freeland's grave. After leaving Beds, the family visited Freeland's permanent grave at the Rhone American Cemetery. Though the original was lost, A replica of the original cross was made by local craftsmen in the 1970s and given to the Goddard family as a gift. The widow of Lucien Dubreuil told Freeland's mother when giving him the cross, quote, "Please tell your family and tell all the Americans to whom you show this cross how much it represents for all Frenchmen our gratefulness forever." The cross is currently housed in the John F. Kennedy Special Forces Museum in Fort Bragg, North Carolina. After meeting Freeland's brother in 2014 and learning about his story, Maranacook students raised money to put a memorial on campus dedicated to the sacrifice of Louis Freeland Goddard. In the fall of 2016, students in the alternative program completed the memorial by affixing the bronze plaque inscripted with a photo and information about Louis Freeland Goddard to a stone donated by J.C. Stone of Jefferson. The memorial sits in the middle of the bus circle next to the flagpole and serves as a reminder to the Maranacook school community of the sacrifice made not only by Louis Freeland Goddard, but by all Americans who served during World War II.